Welcome to ThinkTech on OC16, Hawaii's weekly newscast on things that matter to tech and to Hawaii. I'm Jay Fidell.
And I'm Rachael Yergan.
In our show this time, we'll cover the TEDx Honolulu Cheers to 2015 event at the Honolulu Beerworks on November 21st.
We'll show you the TED-type discussion by those who spoke that day, and we'll also introduce you to some of the people who were there in support of the local TEDx organization.
In the way of background, and in the spirit of ideas worth spreading, the TED Conference has created a related program called TEDx. TEDx is a program involving independently organized events that bring people together to share a TED-like experience.
TEDx Honolulu is such a program. At its events, videos and live presenters combine to spark deep discussion, connection, and action among speakers and attendees. It's great to have it here in Honolulu.
For most of 2015, ThinkTech has had a weekly talk show series about TEDx Honolulu, hosted by our own Justine Espiritu. You can check these talk shows out on our site, thinktechhawaii.com.
The Cheers to 2015 gathering in November was intended to bring the TEDx Honolulu team and its supporters together for networking and for end-of-year TED-like interactions.
The Cheers to 2015 event also rolled out the theme for TEDx Honolulu 2016, namely Flow, optimizing human potential. Flow comes from the TED Talk given by the father of Flow, Mahali Csikszentmihalyi. Flow is described as a state where you are so focused that there is nothing else in your world at that moment.
And of course, at Honolulu Beerworks, there was a certain amount of beer tasting and related happiness to celebrate the accomplishments of TEDx Honolulu this year.
In addition, the TEDx Honolulu team expressed its support of the hashtag Earth to Paris project, a global campaign organized to send social media to world leaders seeking meaningful resolutions and results at the COP21 Climate Change Summit in Paris.
We all know how great TED presentations are, but we should also take a look at the local TEDx events too, which include conferences and salons and networking events like this. It's a great place for self-expression and exchange of ideas, providing value not only for the speakers, but for everyone involved.
TEDx salons are mini TEDx events which focus on one particular topic. The next TEDx salon coming up in January is on farming. It will be called Hawaii's Rapidly Changing Agroeconomy at the TEDx Honolulu Salon number 6.
So excited to be here with TEDx Honolulu. They are launching their 2016 campaign. The TED Talk this year will be in July. And so this afternoon is just more of a fun event for the volunteers, and it's here at Honolulu Beerworks. We've got a lovely Jennifer Killinger here.
Rachel and I are the speaker curator team. We are currently working on inviting our wish list speakers to come and be a speaker at TEDx Honolulu 2016. We will train you. We will give you the best speaker coaches at your disposal to allow you to embrace your inner speaker.
So we have a variety of TEDx events coming up and a lot of really great things that we're going to announce very shortly.
We did
announce some really big ones, which is of course our first event in January 2016. And we are bringing back our past 2015 speaker, Stephen Chiang. And he's from Go Farm, Hawaii. And the idea around the first kickoff event is a TEDx Honolulu Salon. And we're bringing together 100 people who are curious about agriculture and what we can do around agriculture. Only 18 minutes. So the idea for this salon is, if you had more time, what would you have said? Or what are the next steps? Or I think really...
how can we go deeper?
Exactly. And then also around TED, it's ideas worth spreading. So how can we spread your idea? I think the event is really kind of a laid-back event. What generally the Pauhana events, it's like getting together, meeting each other, and finding out more about what we're doing.
We would also like to find out what turns you on. what can you take away from this? What, we want to enrich your experience. We want to make this fun, and we want it to be something that will help you in your life.
Yeah, and also getting people connected with each other, because
Right.
what's the point of this if we don't get to know each other?
It kind of brings people together, and it re-energizes. Oh, you're in science, but I'm in art, but I still find something useful that you've told me, and vice versa. So we know about our TEDx event coming up, the Salon, in January, but when is the TEDx conference?
So altogether in the 2016 year, we have a total of 3 salon events that we'll be hosting, and then the main event. There is a difference between the 2 events. TEDx Honolulu Salon event is focused on one topic area, and it's a smaller event. So we typically have up to 100 people attending this event. And because the event is so much smaller, we're able to engage with each other. And then the main event, the TEDx Honolulu, that's where the big everything comes out. And that's a diversity of topics and areas and industries and speakers. And so we made the announcement today that our next TEDx Honolulu Salon event theme is called Flow. Flow, optimizing human potential.
Kind of that sweet spot where you're actively engaged and you're just tuning everything else out. You're just in this state of immense creativity and passion, and you're just so engaged in what you're doing that you tune everything else out, and that is the flow state, which I know that you were saying earlier, that allows people to take their craft or their skill or their talent to another level.
Thank you so much for attending, and hope you have a lot of fun. We have a lot of things planned. We have the TED Bingo activity. It's just to kind of mingle and talk to each other, learn a little bit about each other. And then at the end, we'll be doing a raffle, as well as a design thinking workshop called the Marshmallow Challenge. The basic challenge is we're going to build the tallest freestanding marshmallow structure with the materials supplied.
The event kicking off in January. Looks like it'll be January 26th. And if you're here for 2015, we had a speaker named Stephen Chiang. He's from Go Farm, Hawaii, and he's revolutionizing the agriculture industry here in Hawaii. So the first event that will kick off will be an event particularly for agriculture.
The larger big TED event is in July.
Yeah,
Yes.
correct, yeah.
And that's the flow event. So it's all about flow, hacking into your flow state. So it's all about hacking into your flow state. So of course that can encompass a multitude of things. So that's why we want our speakers, our volunteers to kind of start getting into that mindset now. And some of the things we'll be doing today will kind of be with our design thinking workshop, as well as the TED Tech-To, just to kind of be thinking a little bit about how we normally go about doing things, from networking to even kind of coming up with solutions to everyday problems. So it's different ways to hack into our flow state. So it's having events like this that you can take away things that make you better in your everyday life. So if there's anything you want to do, from leadership development to any activities, sustainability, beach cleanups, whatever, we also want to, TED's theme is ideas worth spreading. My goal is to have ideas become reality. So maybe we can make some change and impact in Hawaii with our TED community here.
So the Artist in Residence program started in 2015. And the idea is really to take an artist within our community and completely give them a chance to integrate their art within our events. And this is actually, the Artist in Residence program is a program that's been done across the world at many other TEDx events. And it just so happened that TEDx Honolulu has taken on this really amazing project.
Well, hi everybody. My name is Ruby, and I have taken on the role of the curator for the Artist in Residence program. And as Genesis mentioned, it's an opportunity for an artist, a local artist, to showcase their artwork in the context of creating a backdrop and an installation piece that will take over the entire stage. But beyond that, we hope to weave it into interactive experiences and also into our marketing materials. So it really gives the artist a great opportunity to have a presence as part of TEDx. And this year's artist that has agreed to come on board is Solomon Enos. Now, I don't know if you folks know who Solomon Enos is. Does anybody here know who he is? A few of you? Well, Solomon, actually, if you walk around some of Kaka'ako, you can see some of his murals. He's a very well-known local Hawaiian artist.
There's a conference happening in Paris around climate change, and they're doing a call out to ask people to take photos and videos of themselves with the hashtag Earth to Paris. in showing the leaders here in the world that we care about climate change and we want action to happen for this next conference in Paris.
With that, I want to let our host say hello.
We tried to provide craft beer and try to use as many local products as possible.
Our speaker applications will be going out shortly. We'll be sending it in the same newsletter that we sent out to tell you about the event. If you know anyone that wants to participate, by all means share it with them. Email us if you have questions. If you're interested in volunteering, make sure to sign up there or to see me.
So what's going on?
Well, I'm excited to share my new book called Underwater Acts of Kindness. And I am a new author of a series of children's sign language books with puppets. They're called Duck Kind as in Niceness Signing Puppets. And I am partnering with the Animal Planet TV show Tank to build a $1 million tank for St. Jude's Hospital with my theme. So I'm really excited to launch it. I want to be like Dora the Explorer, and no one else has done it in sign language. I live on a sailboat with about 100 puppets, and I signed for a deaf man over here locally. I used to be a social worker on the mainland with the deaf. So I have my book, and I take a global topic and bring it into a project. So it's called Underwater Acts of Kindness, and one of your TED speakers motivated me, and I put her in part of my book called or a chapter called the ecosystem. So when we talk about the whale poop and their purpose, I believe so. Yeah. So it's all in my book. I'm just excited. We just formatted it, and then I'll have small little books to go along with it.
So if you were to give a TED Talk, what would that
I mean,
look
I guess
like?
I would just talk about energy and try not to rant too much, but like, I don't know, removing politics from energy and trying to like get back to the basics of like what are our goals, what do we want to establish, and are we willing to do everything, take every step towards satisfying our goal rather than having it be this kind of hard to navigate political system that it's not really clear what we're trying to do, you know?
Right. So you're an artist. What inspires you?
Surfing?
Hawaii. So you take parts of things that you know and love and are humorous to you. You're kind of a humorous painter in some respects.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the same thing with like the energy, the conservation and everything here. It's like, you know, you want to preserve the island and be efficient and use the resources, the sun and solar and everything. So the same thing with art. I'm inspired by the waves, natural beauty. That's what I paint always. Movement, surfers, waves.
That's great.
Yeah.
And then that in turn inspires others. So what a beautiful thing.
Yeah, it'd be, you know what, have you ever seen that painting where there's a little girl and she's lifting up the ocean and underneath is all this plastic and it looks like a blanket?
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Or maybe it's a picture, I don't know, but it's...
Wow, that just gave me chills. That would be cool.
Yeah. So, you know, about conserving the oceans, like the reef is dying in Hawaii. Like 50% of the reef is gone on the Big Island now, and so if I could like incorporate that into some kind of message or a piece would be really cool.
I think that would be great.
Yeah.
I think I'd like to see you as the 2017 Artist in Residence for TEDx Honolulu.
Aloha, I'm Alan, and I'm here because I was part of the TEDx Honolulu 2015 team, and it was an amazing time, a successful event, and our team really bonded, and today we're here at Honolulu Beerworks to just meet up and kind of evaluate our past event and look forward to the future, the cool different things that are going to happen in 2016.
Aloha, my name is Brianna Gross. I'm the volunteer curator here at TEDx Honolulu. Today we're at Honolulu Beerworks celebrating our Cheers to 2015 event. Today we'll be talking about 2015 and what's also to come for 2016. So we're going to be doing some interactive games, some design thinking workshops, as well as just networking. It's a really good chance for us to get out into the community and kind of let everyone know what TED's up to and what we have planned for 2016. So I attended the Paradigm Shift TED this past March and had such a great time. I thought it was really awesome for how the community came out and supported TED, and just again, the ideas were spreading.
over 190 nations coming together in Paris. These are leaders in the industry who are making the hugest decisions about climate change. And so there's a viral call to action to all the human beings here on Earth called Earth to Paris. And the idea is to take photos and videos and send them to the leaders and let them know that we care about climate change.
I met a lot of people, both people participating as well as just random strangers in the bar, who all love and have watched, admired from a distance, and embraced TED Talks.
Where we were giving materials, and from these materials we had to see who can get the marshmallow higher up with some, like, I guess, you know, some macaronis and I want to say vermicelli, you know, because, you know, it was kind of thick.
Yeah,
okay, yeah. So
and
we
there were like 8 groups, and didn't your group win?
yes, our group won.
Wow.
Hey Jay, Brianna here. I just want to say aloha and thank you so much for all of your support. You're such a good advocate and community member, and everyone appreciates what you do, and the ThinkTech organization as well. So thank you so much.
If you'd like to know more about TEDx Honolulu, visit TedXHonolulu.org. They recently announced their events and call for presenters, so if you'd like to be a presenter or volunteer in their 2016 events, check it out now. And now, let's take a look at our ThinkTech calendar of events going forward.
ThinkTech broadcasts its talk shows live on the internet from noon to 5 p.m. on weekday afternoons. And then we broadcast our earlier shows all night long. If you missed a show or you want to replay or share any show, they're all archived on demand on YouTube.
Visit ThinkTechHawaii.com for our weekly calendar and our live stream and YouTube links. Or, better yet, sign on to our email list and get the daily docket of our upcoming shows.
ThinkTech has a great new green screen studio at Pioneer Plaza. We invite you to come down, see our studio, and be part of our live audience. Contact me, Jay, at ThinkTechHawaii.com. Be a part of our civic engagement here on ThinkTech.
Go ahead, give us a thumbs up on YouTube or send us a tweet at ThinkTechHI. We want to know what you're thinking and how you feel about current issues and events affecting Hawaii. We want you to stay in touch with us, and we want to stay in touch with you. Let's think together.
On Thursday, January 21st, ThinkTech will join with the Anthology Marketing Group to present a program called Jobs in Hawaii, Working for a Better Future, at the Anthology Theater in Bishop Square.
The program will cover the state of jobs and meaningful careers for the youth of our state. whether the job market is adequate for our workforce and sufficient for the economy we'd like to have, and what our governor, legislature, and private sector can do to provide better jobs and careers to keep our kids here.
Join us and raise your awareness about the critical changes affecting and taking place in Hawaii. Be a part of the conversation. Sign up to attend on ThinkTechHawaii.com.
And now, here's this week's ThinkTech commentary.
So, looking at 2015, we had some major tragedies. And if you read, listen, or watch the news every day, you would think the world is coming to an end. Well, in my mind, that's BS. We are so fortunate to live in an age where we can truly enjoy communication with our family and friends instantly, shop online, fly around the world, and for so many of us, enjoy the art of aging gracefully. As most of our viewers are demographically like me, you know they say that 70 is the new 50, we must embrace growing old as the best part of our life. In Nora Ephron's best-selling book, I Feel Bad About My Neck, she laments the sorry state of her 60-something neck. She said, "Our faces are lies and our necks are the truth. You have to cut open a redwood tree to see how old it is, but you wouldn't have to if it had a neck," she writes. Every so often I read a book about age, and who's ever writing it says, "It's great to be old. It's great to be wise, sage, and mellow. It's great to be at the point where you understand just what matters in life." Nora says, "I can't stand people who say things like this. What can they be thinking? Don't they have necks?" I laughed so hard when I read this quote because who gives a shit? Yes, we look in the mirror every morning, but you will find the key to successful aging is accepting changes and finding meaningful activities. So you may as well do what you can and then forget it because there's so much more to life than how you look and what other people think of you. There are things I miss about being younger, like being smiled at by girls I didn't know, who I thought I was cute, although I still believe I get that stare now and then. I wish I had the eyesight I had even 5 years ago, but that stuff is really pretty trivial. I may not be the perfect example, but I still get up at 4 in the morning, go to my office, have coffee with my wife at 7, go to visit the hospitals at 9 with our Make 'em Smile program, then lunch, tennis, or golf, come home, have dinner, and I'm usually asleep by 9. Yes, I am rather neurotic. Maybe, but that's me. I'm happier than I've been at any time in my life these days. I have a wonderful wife whom I adore. I've watched 2 amazing kids grow into 2 delightful adults. I have an astonishing number of grand life experiences. My foundation helps 3,000 kids every year. I work with foster kids to help them see the light at the end of the tunnel. And I have all of you guys as friends. I am truly blessed. Do you know how lucky that makes me? Don't get yourself bogged down in all the hype about aging. Once you start thinking about it, it can drive you mad. There's nothing you can do. The clock is going to tick away. Learn how to enjoy it. Yes, getting older is rife with emotional landmines, including fears of losing one's independence or getting a serious illness. Aging gracefully isn't always easy, but I believe attitude matters a lot. To age gracefully, one needs to anticipate the changes that are inevitable. People who think rigidly do not do that. As they encounter the natural changes in health status that are part of aging, these things are experienced as negative and adding a lot of stress and strain to their lives. Rigid thinkers tend to get overwhelmed. They can't manage it and they get depressed. That's not us, right? Part of the challenge of aging gracefully is that you have to continue to find things that are important to you. That could include companionship, friendship, travel, spiritual pursuits or hobbies, new social groups, lifelong learning, or recapturing time with family if one lacked the chance during your formative years. It's time to follow where your passions lie. There is no doubt that life has its challenges, but nobody and nothing can stop you from laughing. If you have watched some of my previous commentaries, you know that laughter is by far one of the best methods of enjoying life. You need to have important things out in front of you. There's enough about the aging process that is not positive, and you can get caught up in what you don't like about it. So take the positive road and truly believe that growing old is a privilege. My name is Seymour Kazimirski. My show is called Seymour's World. You can find my show and my commentaries on ThinkTech Hawaii or on YouTube. I wish you a wonderful, healthy, and happy new year, full of love, fun, and the enjoyment of saying, I made it another day. Let's see what we can do in 2016. Aloha.
We'll be right back to wrap up this week's edition of ThinkTech, but first we want to thank our underwriters.
Okay, Rachel, that wraps up this week's edition of ThinkTech. Remember, you can watch ThinkTech on OC16 several times every week. Can't get enough of it, just like Duke Oishi does. For additional times, check out OC16.tv.
For lots more ThinkTech videos and for underwriting and sponsorship opportunities on ThinkTech on OC16, visit thinktechhawaii.com. Be a guest or a volunteer, a producer or an intern, and help us reach and have an impact on Hawaii.
Thanks so much for being part of our ThinkTech Ohana and for supporting our open discussion of tech, energy, diversification, and globalism in Hawaii. You can watch this show throughout the week and tune in next Sunday evening for our next important weekly episode. I'm Jay Fidell.
And I'm Rachael Yergan. Aloha, everyone.
ThinkTech, episode 255, Every Day Better.